whether it's police violence or whether it's gang violence, any kind of violence is the worst thing that we can do to each other. We're supposed to be living together in harmony. There's a way, at least, to minimize that violence by never having violent rhetoric, by never encouraging violence. And we seem to have lost that somewhere along the line.
I agree. I mean, violence and hate, and there's
hate.
so much hate. And talk about hate and hating the other side and hating anyone that doesn't stand by what I stand or what I believe in. It's just...
Well, look what happened when Charlie Kirk got murdered. People were literally cheering. And we found out about it. I was doing a podcast with Charlie Sheen. And we went to the restroom. And when we were going to the restroom, Jamie told us that Charlie Kirk got shot and he's dead. And we came back and did the podcast. And I was like, people are going to celebrate this, and this is what's terrifying to me. And I got a message from a friend of mine who was like, man, I think you're wrong. I think it's a bunch of bot counts that are going to it's just to rile people up. But it wasn't. I watched it. I watched a lot of it online. I watched it through famous people and prominent people that were just condoning his assassination, if not celebrating it, by saying, that he put hateful rhetoric out there in the world. The way they'll counter hateful rhetoric is love. You have to recognize that these people are wrong. They're coming from a wrong position and eloquently state the right position, which is what Martin Luther King Jr. did.
Yeah, which is not what President Trump said at the memorial of Charlie Kirk.
What did he say?
Well,
I hate my enemies. He loved his enemies. Yeah. I don't agree with any of that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with any of that.
I mean, particularly if you're the president of the United States, you're not.
Well, he's a nut. But it's also the only way that guy survived what he did, what he went through, what they tried to put him through. You have to be a kind of a nut. They tried to put him in jail. They tried to make a fake Russia collusion thing they did for 3 years, a concerted effort that was paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign that funded the Steele dossier. It was like nutty stuff. Like, tried to put him, he got convicted for 34 counts of felony that none of them were a felony. It was misdemeanor bookkeeping errors because he was paying off a lady he had sex with. Like, you got to be a nut to get through that and not have any feeling about it at all and just brush it off your shoulder. So, yeah, he's fucking crazy.
I don't think that's because he's crazy. That's not why he's crazy. I think he's
No. I'm saying he is crazy, period. And that's how he got through all that. Right. That's the only kind of person that gets through that and gets to where he is today. You have to be kind of crazy. Right. I don't agree with any of that. Like hating my enemies and going after my enemies.
I know you don't agree with the immigration raids either, which I've heard you talk about on this podcast. And
listen, I think
I'm so happy that you do talk about it because I do think it's an incredibly important issue. I mean,
it is an important, and it's
LA.
one of those right-left things too, right? Where people on the right are like, "Fucking send them all back."
You have no idea. Every time I posted about this, and I get so much hate. Also, like I get immediately people saying horrible things about immigrants and saying horrible things about me, and I get unfollowed immediately. Like people don't like it.
The thing is, they like do it the right way. They like do it the right way. Here's the problem with that. You can't do it the right way. If you live in Mexico or you live in Guatemala and you're walking here and you're getting across the Rio Grande River, and here's the other thing. For the last 4 years during the Biden administration, it was well known throughout the world that the borders were wide open. So an estimated, who knows, what is the total number? Put this into Perplexity. That's our sponsor, Perplexity.
Ooh,
what does it say?
Want to sponsor my
How
podcast?
many people do they estimate came in illegally over the past 4 years during the Biden administration? But it's millions and millions of people, right? So people knew that they can come across. Now they're here because somebody invited them, right? And then they were bused to these places and flown to these places, and they were given EBT cards, and some of them were given cell phones. And now you're going to arrest them? Now you're going to, like, swoop in and handcuff them? And fuck, like, this is crazy. You asked me to be here. They don't know. It's the same goddamn country.
Okay, I have spent time on the trail of immigrants. I was in the southern Darien Gap where a lot of the immigrants were coming, and I spoke to dozens of people who were doing the journey. And maybe I just got lucky or unlucky that I spoke to the majority of the people that I spoke to had, a lot of them were from Haiti, from Venezuela, places that are completely torn up.
Yes.
No economic opportunities, whatsoever. Violence, extreme violence. These are the stories that I know are happening. And I have a good friend. His name's Jacob Soboroff. He's a reporter for MSNBC. And he's been covering immigration raids from the beginning. And one of the stories he did, and I love that I'm talking about this because this has become really important for me. because I live in LA and I'm affected by this on many levels.
Also,
And
you have an
because
accent. You're from
I have an
Portugal.
accent. Exactly. I'm an immigrant, so I
You
know.
might get green
I
carded.
know
Yeah,
exactly.
they might pull you over. Ask for your
They might
papers.
actually take away my citizenship. But one of the stories he covered, and I think exemplifies what's happening to me right now, is Estela and Nori. This is a mother and a daughter from Guatemala. The daughter was born in Guatemala with her mother, and her mother was gang raped in a small town. She's from a small, impoverished town in rural Guatemala. She was gang raped. And the next day, and her daughter watched her being gang raped. And she was violently beaten up. She had blood all over her face. They broke her bones. It was horrible. With her daughter, who was young at the time, watching. And the next day, she decided she had family members in the U.S., and she decided, this is it. I can't live here. And I have to take my daughter to a place that's safer. Her daughter was traumatized, by the way, by now. They came to the U.S. They immediately went and asked for asylum, which, by the way, most people don't know this, but it is completely legal to come to the United States. Whatever way you enter, even if you enter illegally, it is legal to come to the U.S. and ask for asylum. That is not coming to the U.S., entering without papers, and then asking for asylum is legal. So even when people say, yes, but you can't do it illegally, you're wrong. It is legal to do so, coming in with no papers and asking for asylum.
What are the requirements to request?
Persecution. You have to be a victim of persecution, whether it's,
cartels.
Violence, rape, political. What are the 5 things? It's like, Jamie, can you look this up? It's political, religious. Political, religious. There's like 5 reasons why people can be persecuted. And so they came to the U.S. They immediately started applying for asylum. And there's 11 million cases backlogged right now of people asking for asylum.
Here's
Race,
religion, nationality, political opinion, membership in a particular social group.
Yeah.
So just those 5 things.
Yeah.
Interesting. So political persecution also involves imprisonment, torture, or threats of violence. Huh.
The answer to that question, too.
Yeah. What's the numbers? 10.8 million.
This is it says encounters, though, where they crossed and were stopped. But it also goes on
According
to
to the Trump administration's, well, let me say this. According to someone I spoke to at the Trump administration, they said they believe it's 20 million over 4 years.
Oh, I don't think I think that number is highly exaggerated.
Well, this says, in addition to these apprehensions and encounters, officials reported an estimated 2 million gotaways, individuals who were detected crossing the border illegally but evaded capture. Combining these figures suggests roughly 12.8 million total unauthorized border crossings or attempts during the Biden administration. So not 20, but 12.8.
Yeah,
That's still
attempts.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that people keep talking about is how many people Obama deported. But I think
Deporter-in-chief,
that's
right?
not... I think they're saying it incorrectly, because I think when they say that Obama deported 3 million people, they always use this like as an aha against Trump deportations. I believe Obama's deportation numbers count turnaways, like when someone makes it to the border and then you send them back. Mm-hmm. Very different.
Yeah, I mean, he was nicknamed
running
the
into Home
Deporter-in-Chief.
Depot.
Right.
And grabbing people like
Right.
with a mask over your
Right.
face,
Right.
like what we're seeing with ICE.
Right. Oh, worse than that. Even worse than going to the Home Depot is the case of Estela and Nori, where they were going to check in on their procedures at the courthouse. And when they went to check on how their asylum case was going, they were detained. They had been living here for several years. The daughter is a star athlete, amazing student. But wait, even worse.